day has finally come. It seemed like forever because of all the crazy hype stuff happening inside of the community, but the wait is over. We have the Brawl Talk coming out tomorrow, and of course today, all the juicy sneak peeks that we get that one day before the Brawl Talk, and we're here to cover it much like we always do. So time to strap in, let's see what we can gauge before it comes out tomorrow. Before we get started, in the spirit of all the crazy free stuff we've been getting here during Valentine's Day and the lead up to this update, there is a Brawl Talk freebie, and this one is freaking amazing. I'll leave the link in the description down below so you guys can get it. It's this one. Come on now. And there are QR codes out there. If it's easier for you guys, you can just scan it on your screen. Not bad. Hey, free is always good. But with that out of the way, let's dive in. And reminder, be sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I cover everything with the Brawl Talk as well as sneak peeks right around the corner. I'll keep you guys informed. You guys know your boy. Try to do my best out here, but we have a ton to dive into here in this episode today. We've got a sneak peek photo. We'll be dissecting this to see if there's any Easter eggs within it, the glorious Brawl Talk thumbnail, and everything else we can gauge here one day before the Brawl Talk. Starting things off, the title of the Brawl Talk coming out tomorrow is the 100th Brawler reveal. Nothing crazy, nothing super Easter egg centric or anything like that. It's just centralized around Sirius, which we know quite a lot about already, which is kind of the MO of this update cycle. If you'd ask me, we already know a lot that's coming already, which is cool. But with the title out of the way, getting into the thumbnail, it is looking beautiful. Dude, if you weren't hyped about Sirius already, I don't know what else is needed to get you hyped up. There's been so much about him that's been pretty dang exciting. But look at that silhouette. This character is going to be so freaking cool. And especially with the animation, getting to know a bit about his backstory and what he might look like, more angles of his silhouette in game. I couldn't be more excited about a brawler. So we already know he is our second ultra legendary ever coming to the game, and we know a little bit about his mechanics based on the shadows and the other things coming out during the Valentine's Day event. He's a shadow manipulator, possibly dealing with clones, a certain element along those lines. And we do have even more evidence, fun Easter eggs about that, thanks to that sneak peek photo over on the social medias. But looking at the silhouette, looks like he has a cape there. He does have that star head, which a lot of us already knew, but he either has a mask in his hand for his weapon or it's like a staff of some sort. Seeing that, I'm assuming he's going to be controlling shadows or cloning brawlers, whatever you'd like to call it. I would assume he would have this like magician type vibe. He's already a magician, but like spellcaster-esque, you guys know what I'm saying. But thankfully, seeing that we know quite a lot already, we really don't have to guess about certain elements of his character based on the silhouette. We already know a lot. But then finally, the only other thing that we can ascertain from the thumbnail this time around is the app icon. It's kind of looking like molten lava, right? I don't know how that would relate to the update. Normally, if you guys didn't know, the app icon represents or is thematic to the actual update that's coming out. So fire, lava, destruction, I don't know. It's really interesting. Either way, everyone loves a brand new icon. It's beautiful. But now that we got the thumbnail out of the way, a little bit of a side tangent, seeing that we are talking about the 100th Brawler, the new Brawler coming, Sirius. I also wanted to include a helpful little reminder that we also know what the 101 Brawler might look like. A Brawler fitting into the Finks trio, potentially. I think we can make that guess. I would say like 95% certain it's part of the Finks trio. Some sort of mummy character, I would assume. So looking forward to that. It's been a while since we've known, or at least have a good understanding of both Brawlers coming out in the update before it. Kind of the notion, the MO of this update. Knowing a lot already, right? And then before we get into that sneak peek photo, all the other smaller relevant information about this Brawl Talk, thanks to Chosen for highlighting it here. The duration is going to be 14 minutes and 3 seconds. If you guys didn't know, sometimes you can gauge how big the update is going to be based on the duration compared to other Brawl Talks. If they have a lot to talk about, of course it's going to be a bit longer, and if that's the case, they got a lot more content to discuss in the Brawl Talk, right? So based on some of the more recent Brawl Talk durations, it seems like a 14-minute one is a little bit longer than usual. Seeing that the Brawl Stars dev team in these episodes tend to be a little bit more fast-paced, I would assume they're going to take that approach in this one as well. So could be an indicator that they have a lot to talk about. So hey, if you weren't excited already, we might have a pretty juicy, content-rich update, man. Looking forward to it. But then finally, as for the tags that the dev team used for this Brawl Talk, we have Sirius in there, 100 prestige, trophy, Brawl Talk, Martio, Danny, Drew, Rework, and trophies. So nice little helpful reminder that prestiges are coming out in this Brawl Talk, this update, and bringing with it, I'm assuming, a pretty hefty rework to the trophy system that we have right now. A definite welcomed change, I would say. I think one of the bigger criticisms that a lot of people have about Brawl Stars is not adding a whole lot of quality of life changes, just good quality changes to the base game itself, the gameplay experience. We went through a phase of getting a lot of different collaborations, community events, and all that good jazz. It's fun, but having a healthy balance of updating the game's mechanics and the core gameplay experience, I think, is super, super important. So hoping this works out, man. We gotta have a good update here. But then finally, personally, my favorite part of these episodes here, time to dissect the sneak peek photo, gauging a little bit more about what's to come in the update. And this one's spooky, man. Now, whenever we get these sneak peek photos, I feel like there's two ballparks or categories that these photos fall into. One, there's oodles and oodles of sneak peeks and Easter eggs that we have to ascertain from it. But then in the other group, there is like a more broad sneak peek photo that encompasses the update as a whole, not necessarily tons of little juicy things that we can talk about for ages. And I think this one falls into that category. There's one main sneak peek here, and that is Sirius and his ability, I would assume, being able to clone or manipulate the shadows of brawlers, existing brawlers that we have already in the game. So if it wasn't clear already, I think we are looking at one of Sirius's mechanics and kind of his core way he's going to be playing in the game. I can't wait to see how they implement this, dude. But we have so many different cloned out brawlers here. We can pick apart all the different ones, even Spike in the background there. The only thing I was curious about is if there's a silhouette that doesn't really resemble a brawler that we already have, maybe showcasing that second brawler. I don't know what that one is back there. Could be that. Are we looking at that mummy brawler fitting into the Finks trio? Or am I seeing a brawler that we already have wrong? I don't know, but super eerie, super cool. The only other noteworthy thing to discuss from the photo is once again the watchtower making an appearance. It looked like our hunch and our theories leading up to this update that the dev team intentionally has been giving us in photos for such a long time. That watchtower symbolizing the 100th brawler and his rollout. Finally getting some confirmation on that theory, as we can see it's still looming in the background with red eyes. Man, that's hype, dude. Oh, I can't wait for freaking Sirius, man. We also got some circus elements there in the background. Still a little uncertain. You could use this as maybe a little bit of like theory fuel that he could be fitting into the Bizarre Circus trio, but I'm not sure at this point. The trio is kind of up in the air. You guys should let me know what your theories are about his trio. But other than that, man, I would say this is a fun freaking day before the Brawl Talk Easter egg day, man. Oh, it's been fun. I've been seeing a lot of people in the community super, super excited about this update and the potential that it has, I think, for kind of propelling Brawl Stars into a very successful 2026. As long as the elements are good, as long as they come with really good content here, I think we are set up for a really fun year for Brawl Stars, man. But then finally, super, super briefly here at the tail end of the episode, I know it's very different than what we're already talking about here, but I just wanted to update you guys on our Valentine's Day event. We do have something pretty dang significant. Did we get 8? We didn't. That's BS, man. 5? But we are currently on a date with Melody here, and the rewards are kind of significant this time around. If we happen to get the best tier here on this day, we can get a free skin, the Jock Stew skin. So pretty dang important, I would say. I don't know if it's possible, freaking seeing that we haven't been able to get to that final tier yet, but I'm hopeful. I really want that skin on a few of my accounts. I'm a super big fan of Stu. Also, I had a few individuals in my comments asking what the rollback is going to be if you already own Jock Stew. It's going to be some form of bling, not the total or the equivalent bling cost of Jock Stew. It's going to be slashed quite a bit, but I'm assuming it's going to be bling nonetheless to answer those questions. But yeah, man, lots of fun stuff happening. Hopefully you guys are excited for Brawl Talk tomorrow. I'll be covering that as well, and we'll see you, man. Hopefully this update's a banger. We need a 10 out of 10. Let's hope for it. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Adios. Take care.